Okay, so this is the first figure it out problem for chapter 9. I'm trying it a little bit differently this time. I think that the lag on the writing, how I was doing it for the first couple chapters, was pretty distracting. So hopefully this ends up a little bit smoother than what I was doing before. So the problem just says that the demand for a product is given by Q equals 12.5 minus 0.25 P. And it first asks you to find the marginal revenue curve associated with this demand curve. So the first thing to do is solve the inverse demand curve. What does that mean? It just means flip the demand curve, and solve for P. So we had Q equals 12.5 minus 0.25 P. We're just going to, instead of having it solve for Q, solve for P instead. So this just involves a little bit of algebraic manipulation. We're going to move the 0.25 P over to the left-hand side, and we're going to subtract the Q over. So we have 12.5 minus Q. Now divide by 0.25. So P should equal 50 minus 4Q. Okay, we're not done yet though. The question was asking for us to solve for marginal revenue. If you remember in the 9.2 lecture notes, we talked about that equation for marginal revenue. Marginal revenue equals A minus 2BQ. I said in those lecture notes that we were going to just substitute in real numbers for A and B, and so that's exactly what we're going to do in this case. A is going to be equal to 50, and B is our 4. So 50 minus 2 times 4Q. So marginal revenue equals 50 minus 8Q. Okay, and that is part A done. Part B asks you to calculate the marginal revenue when the firm produces 6 and 7 units of output. Okay, so the only thing we have to do for this is plug 6 and 7 into the marginal revenue function from part A. So we said MR equals 50 minus 8Q. So when they produce 6 units, it's 50 minus 8 times 6, which equals 50 minus 48. So marginal revenue for 6 units is equal to 2. Do the same thing for 7. Marginal revenue for 7, let's put this 6 up here to make it clear. Marginal revenue for 7 is equal to 50 minus 8 times 7, which is 50 minus 56. So marginal revenue from producing 7 units is -6. And that is it for the first figure it out problem.